Hi, and welcome to the Ripple Effect of You podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Williams. I am so excited to finally be launching this podcast. Those of you who know me know that I've been working on this for a number of years, and I've realized there is never going to be a right time to do the right thing, which is basically what is our purpose, which is what this show is focused on. So if you want to learn all things about spirituality, entrepreneurship, and just living your best life, I'm your girl. And on this show, I am so excited just to be going with you through different things that I'm learning or going through in my life, things that I'm learning, things that I have learned, especially as I've dove into spirituality even more over the course of the last couple of years, particularly right before the pandemic, which truly changed my life coming out of the pandemic. And today on this show, this is really a prelude in terms of all setup of all things related to getting started with the show. Because again, as I've said, there is never the right time to do the right thing. But I realized we need to record the show because I said I was going to start it in January. It's January 31st. So here we go. So, have you ever gone to the movies and seen like a movie about an entrepreneur or someone who's starting something and you're going through all the ebbs and flows with them? It almost feels like a flipping roller coaster ride. And the great part is at the end of the movie, you get to go home. But guess what? That entrepreneur is me that's in that movie. And guess what? I can't go home because it is my real life. So I know I laugh at myself sometimes. Anyways, though, that is my real life. And the thing is, as all of my fellow entrepreneurship friends who know me and all entrepreneurs out there who are listening to this, if you happen to be, you know that it is definitely a journey and you learn so much about yourself. You learn so much about who you want to be, what you want to do in the world. And I think at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it's about using the time that we have here for our benefit, right? For our greatest purpose, for the greatest purpose of why we came here. Because, it seems like on the journey to going through what it is that you're going through, it often feels like you're going through hell or high water at times, really. Especially when you're pursuing your purpose and you're thinking like, hey, why can't this be easier? Why can't I just go through this in an easier way? Why does it have to be so complicated and so hard? But I think that's actually part of the whole thing, right? It's who it's shaping you into becoming. And that's why I really wanted to focus on this being the actual show title, The Ripple Effect of You, because it is through who you are becoming and all that you're doing in the world, all the people that you're interacting with, that's really shaping this thing called your purpose. Every single interaction that you have shapes your legacy, who you're becoming. And it also is really intertwined with what you're doing with your time. And I'm not trying to get all super philosophical here and everything, because I realize that we still want to enjoy our lives and live our best lives at the same time of, being really seriously focused on our purpose. But it is imperative that we get about what we came here to do. And I know that can be easier said than done. I didn't really come into this thing of entrepreneurship with rainbows and butterflies all twisted in my hair and, all that stuff, because it has been a flipping roller coaster ride, as I've said before. Leaving journalism, again, I should just do some background. So for those of you who may not be familiar with me, I used to be a broadcast journalist for a number of years. I know I still look young. I hope I do anyway. But I was a journalist for a little while. And I actually started journalism when I was 14. I loved journalism. My high school had a television station and I pursued it. I went into college to study it, went into the field. Eventually I wanted to go to be on network news and was so gung-ho on being a network correspondent. And over the course of that time, then having to go to local news, and then I ended up at USA Today. And then as I was working on Razar, which is my company, a tech platform that I've created, I really realized too that, it is a journey. There's so many just journeys of life in and of itself. It's a journey into one territory and you get what you need to learn what you need to go to the next route. And then I realized, as much as I thought I really loved journalism, wanted to do it all of my life, not really anymore. Then I wanted to flip into entrepreneurship, which I thought was going to be a little bit easier than it was, but then I got slapped in the face. So long story short, as there was the lipstick getting in my teeth, it really is an interesting ride. But at the end of the day, what I've come to realize is it is just so important to stay true to your core of what it is that you want to do and who you want to be. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people will try to tell you, you should be doing this, you should be doing this, you should be doing this. but we have to come to terms with what it is that we actually care about doing. And so on this show, I'm going to encourage you every step of the way to let go of all the stuff that you've been told, to let go of sometimes maybe not even loving yourself or having self-love in the process, and to let go of anything that is holding you back, because you are amazing. And I feel like we often forget how amazing we are in these moments, because life, I know, can get very challenging. Trust me, as I said, that roller coaster ride. But at the end of it all, though, we actually have so many gifts and talents that we came here to use. And I felt bad because, in some ways, I do feel kind of like this is a gift of mine to do this, because I love doing this, and I hope that I'm uplifting you. I hope I'm empowering you and inspiring you. I hope I'm sharing some part of wisdom that could be useful to you in the future. But I actually genuinely love doing this. It's a gift I feel that has been bestowed to me, and I'm sure you all have many gifts that have been bestowed to you. So I'm wondering, are you using them? Because that is, again, part of the ripple effect of you. And if you're not using them, why? Why do we think that we have so much time just to keep, swooning around with things? I mean, even myself, I'm talking to myself here. Hello. I mean, for those of you who know, I've been saying I'm going to start my podcast. Because honestly, someone is waiting on you to get started. I hope, through what I have been doing or through doing this podcast, I hope that I inspire someone, and through me lifting up myself and finally kicking myself in the tush, that it finally can even help someone else to start going after what they're supposed to be doing, to feel inspired, to feel empowered. So this message today is really for anyone who needs some encouragement to know you are on the right path, to keep going towards what it is that you are pursuing, that there is no right time. You will never necessarily feel like you are enough. You will never necessarily feel like you have it all together, because honestly, most of us feel like we don't. And then years go by, and then there are still things that we still haven't done, right? Because we want to feel more confident, more together. It's just time to let that ish go. And just to get started, just start. So I'm going to end it here, but I'm really excited again to start this show. I'm going to do one more episode after this as a prelude. This is a prelude to the actual show, I should say, just sharing more about myself and the journey, and also some words of inspiration. But I hope that you leave here feeling more inspired, more informed, and that you just really just take life by the reins and just get started. Start living your best life now. And that's exactly what I'm going to be encouraging you on this show to do. So thanks for joining me today, and I hope to see you next time.